Since the launch of the Wh-1000 SM3 back in 2018, Sony's flagship wireless over-ear headphones have taken over the market as the king of noise-cancelling headphones. This trend continued into the next iteration, the Sony Wh-1000 XM4, released in 2020. However, by this time, many audio engineering companies were already stepping up their game and giving Sony a run for their money, literally. One of those companies is Apple. With the AirPods Max launched in the same year and only 4 months on the heels of the SM4, Apple shook up the world of noise-cancelling headphones with their unprecedented transparency mode and futuristic robot-like design. And this year, in 2022, not so long ago, Sony has graced us with the latest version of the XM series, the Wh-1000 XM5. My name is Emeka with yet another video from Careful Optimist. So today, we are going to be comparing two headphones. On one hand is the AirPods Max, which I have here with me. And on the other is the recently released Sony Wh-1000 XM5. And so we are going to be discussing it. And with me here is my very good friend.
Hi, I'm You Kim.
You Kim, yes. And we are going to be looking at this together. So let's get right into it. Now, the design of the Sony Wh-1000 SM5 is a noticeable departure from its predecessor, the XM4. However, there's a good reason to think that the design is largely inspired by the AirPods Max. The black version of the SM5 retains its matte surface coating, making it somewhat non-slippery to the touch. The ear cups are oval-shaped rather than wide. This might be a problem for those who have large ears, for instance. The headband is thinner and features a stepless slider that allows for easy adjustment. Now, the headband is covered with what I believe to be synthetic leather, same as what the soft part of the ear cups are made of. One of the few criticisms about the design of the SM5s is that the ear cups no longer fold in, but rather swivels, exactly like the AirPods Max. Speaking of which, the AirPods Max has a shiny surface on the ear cups. The headband features a metal part with a tougher but smoother slider for adjustment. What about the looks and the feel? I mean, the look, how does it look for you? Like, you know,
I mean, it looks good on me.
Disclaimer, everything looks good on her.
So it doesn't really make much.
So me asking her, how does it look? I wasn't asking her how it looks on her. I was asking how does it look when she looks at it? Because, you know, everything looks good on her. That's what she was born for this.
But anyway, the way it looks is very sophisticated, and yeah. And yeah, I've never seen anything like this. It's very yeah, I like it. I like how it's shining here, and then the mesh is very, yeah.
And you know that in the cups, it also is detachable like this.
Wow.
So cool, huh?
That's
It feels
cool.
like a gimmick.
Yeah.
Now.
So this is attachable.
Yeah.
And it has different
colors. And you can buy, just in case it wears off as you're using it, you can buy an extra as an accessory. And guess how much it's being sold for? About $70.
70.
70.
Oh.
Dollars.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Between the two headphones, the AirPods Max is obviously the one that looks like its money's worth. Not only does it look and feel premium, the design itself makes you think of a luxury car. The XM5, on the other hand, looks and feels cheap. And because it imitates the design of the AirPods Max in many ways, it feels, when placed side by side, like a knockoff. That said,
it's very heavy.
Heavy?
Yeah, it's really heavy. It's almost gonna make my neck a little uncomfortable soon.
Yeah, you think that if you wear it for longer hours, it's gonna make your...
Yeah, I don't know if I can like carry this or hanging over my neck for such a long.
Can you try? Let's see. What does it feel like if you take it off and hang it on your neck?
I don't think I can like travel so long with this. But it still feels good in some way, like kind of sturdy and stable. It stays well, although it's pretty heavy, so that's a good thing.
All right, so what about the XM5? Let's talk about that a bit.
Oh, it's lighter, very comfortable, and it fits my ear very well. And it feels like cozy. I mean, I can wear this and then I can be on a long hours plane, or yeah.
Now, when it comes to comfort and portability, the SM5 this time takes the lead. In addition to the SM5s being the king of noise cancellation, which we'll get to in a minute, I think we can confidently say that they are also the king of lightweight. Weighing only 250 grams, they feel like air when worn either on the head or around the neck, like many of us like to wear our headphones. In the hand, they feel portable. Even the carrying case is designed to maximize portability. Unlike the XM4 that came before, the hard case of the SM5 is collapsible. This means that it can lie flatter inside your handbag or backpack. Well, the same cannot be said for the AirPods Max. The XM5 makes the AirPods Max feel like a dead weight on your head. This thing weighs a whopping 385 grams, and yes, the headband features a mesh material which gives an illusion of lightweight. But that illusion just wears off after 30 minutes of wearing the AirPods Max. Also, the AirPods Max is far from portable. If anything, it is clunky. And what about that carrying case or wallet? Well, there is a reason why I am not filming it in this review. And that's because I lost mine on transit some few months ago. Yeah, it detached and fell off while I had it, attached to a hook in my backpack. Now, the biggest downside of the AirPods Max is obviously its portability. In everyday usage, bulk comes in the way of portability. The ear cups are wide and comfortable, yes, but the bulk wouldn't let you enjoy the comfort of the headphones. And that's a pity.
When you look at yourself now, this is the point where I get to ask you if you look good.
Yeah, I look pretty awesome.
She looks pretty awesome on both of them. It feels like I'm not making any progress with this question I'm asking her about how things look on her. Because, okay, should we then assume that both of these headphones look good when you put them on? Because that could also be a conclusion.
Yeah.
Do you think it looks, the both of them looks good?
I mean, that
Equally.
looks good on you. But maybe...
Thank you.
The automatic noise cancellation of the former iterations of the XM series were already industry leading, but the XM5 takes it even further. As we speak, there is literally no better automatic noise cancelling headphones in the market. It also comes with its fair share of gimmicks. The adaptive noise control works pretty well in adjusting the ambient sound to whatever you are doing, say sitting, walking, or even running. If you have your location settings turned on, it also learns your favorite locations and adjusts the activities and mood accordingly. All of this was possible with the XM4, but with the XM5, everything feels more perfected with almost no glitch. Noise cancellation with the SM5 is a total seal-off of frequencies. It's just magical. That said, when it comes to the transparency mode, the SM5 still lags behind the AirPods Max by many margins. Whatever gains that Sony has made with the noise cancellation across the various iterations of the SM series, they have somehow failed to replicate with the ambient mode. When the ambient mode is activated, we hear the environment quite alright, but it still lacks the naturalness we know too well from the AirPods Max. Also, separation between audio content and ambient sound is not so detailed. And so you get a sense that things are still muddled up, And this is where the AirPods Max shines. The transparency mode of the AirPods Max continues to be a technological marvel. Even after 2 years, no headphone company has come close to Apple's ingenuity in this regard. The noise cancellation is no slacker either. However, compared to the Sony XM5, it is, I would say, underwhelming. And unlike the XM5, the AirPods Max does not have or does not feature adaptive noise cancellation. You only can toggle between ANC, transparency, and off mode. If a robust noise cancellation is what you are out for, regardless of an awful ambient mode or transparency mode, then stick to the Sony SM5. However, if you want a healthy balance between noise cancellation and transparency mode in the most seamless way, then the good choice is definitely the AirPods Max. Now, the Sony SM5 is packed with gimmicks and features to facilitate operations. But to really get the best out of it, you will need to download the Sony mobile app, which comes in iOS and Android versions. Now, one feature that jumps out to me is the speak to chat. So basically, you can configure the headphones to pause the audio you're listening to with your voice. It works perfectly for the most part, but it is called speak to chat and not sing to chat for a reason. In other words, if you are like me and you like to sing along with your favorite song, you are completely out of luck. Your music pauses the second you blot out the first sound from your throat. You will then need to wait for the song to resume. Other than that, the feature works flawlessly. Say hello, order a cup of coffee, say bye to someone. You don't need to touch your headphones whatsoever. Now, is this feature really necessary? I don't think so. Maybe in the future when it can do more than cut off your first or Now, much of the operations of the SM5 is done on the surface of the right ear cup. Swipe forward to advance music, backwards to return to previous. Swiping upwards will increase the volume and downwards will do the opposite. Double tap to pause the audio content. The ANC buttons, power button and Bluetooth pairing button is found on the side of the left ear cup. I am not a great fan of touch controls because it does not work always and sometimes needs the kind of precision that you don't have time or patience for while you're on the go. But with the SM5, I find the sensors less glitchy, so I guess I see myself living and even to some extent liking it in the future. For the AirPods Max, there are no touch sensors, but rather a button and a digital crown on the right ear cup. You press or rotate the digital crown for audio control or phone calls. For ANC and transparency, this other button on the corner makes the operation seamless. With both headphones, the music pauses when you lift them up off your head in what Sony dubs instant pause, instant play. And this works with a sensor inside the ear cup. Okay, so you've been waiting for this one. Let's talk about sound.
Time to bring her back. She's flying off. She's flying off. Time to bring her back. She's about to take flight.
Okay.
You know,
Oh
she
my
was
God.
like,
Yeah. Oh
she was
my God.
about
Yeah.
to take off. You know, so it's like, no, land back, come back. Okay, so how does that feel?
Wow. Because I was listening to the same track with different headphones and stuff, but this really feels different. I don't know. It was the setup was very bassy, or the bass was very heavy for some reason.
That's a very spot on.
Yeah, I almost got like surprised.
Yeah, but is that a good thing for you?
It just was very different. Also, the bass wasn't just heavy, but it's kind of moist. It was not too dry, which is interesting. It's a very just interesting way of listening to same music. Also, the vocal was very delicate. So basically, you hear the vocal breathing and like vibrating. It was very delicate and very soft.
The Sony SM series have been known for being on the dark, bass-heavy side. However, the previous iteration had a serious bass problem. They were so muddy in the low and mid bass. Yet, it's the mid bass, the space of transition where frequencies tend to overlap. That's where the punchiness of music sound lives. For this one reason, I have stayed away from Sony headphones. But with the XM5, the muddiness seems to have been corrected. The sound signature is still too bass heavy for my liking. Nevertheless, the bass is much more precise and less muddy. The timing and separation across low and mid, as well as high frequencies are pristine. I must note that the volume is quite loud this time and, unlike the previous models, did not distort at high volumes. Sony decides this time to go with a 30mm driver as opposed to a 40mm like in their previous models. Now, the popular belief is that the bigger the driver, the better the sound, but this is not entirely true. With proper tuning and a robust DSP, that is, digital signal processor, wonders can be achieved with a smaller driver. Besides, many of these headphones are leaning towards computational audio powered by artificial intelligence and machine learning that will invariably defy the law of physics as these technologies are perfected in the future. I think that Sony went for a smaller driver in order, again, to reduce the weight of the headphones, and I think that's a smart move. The sound signature of the AirPods Max is energetic. The high frequencies are on the sharp side while preserving details in low and mid frequencies. The timing and instrument separation are too accurate to be true, to the point of sounding somewhat clinical. The bass is rich and deep with no sign of muddiness whatsoever. The AirPods Max is my daily driver because the nuance between the low and the mid bass is just second to none. In this regard, the Sony XM5 is miles behind the AirPods Max. But hey, this is just one analysis. Let us hear a different interpretation of the sound signature of these headphones.
Okay, so let's listen to this one. AirPods Max. See, she isn't moving like before. She's like taking it really easy. So I have a feeling that she is responding, like in the previous one when she was listening with the XM5, that she was responding to the bassiness of the XM5. That was why she started dancing. But with the AirPods Max, she's done more of swinging than dancing. All right, time to bring her back. Ah, yeah.
Okay. It's clearer. The higher tones are clearer, kind of dry. It wasn't so round. I don't know.
Did you feel like the XM5 was rounder?
Rounder as in different layers of sound make kind of they're composed of a specific atmosphere. But it doesn't really create a kind of atmosphere.
You think it's just flat?
Yeah.
It's almost like robot-like flat.
Yeah, I just hear what they say.
One criticism, or not criticism, but one concern that people have had with the AirPods Max is that it's too accurate.
Maybe that could also be a problem for audio.
Between these two headphones, do you think that one is more natural sounding than the other?
I think so, because when sounds get too accurate, because some tones should be more moist, or some more spatial, or some should be more sharp, or some should be like, I don't know, or dry. But it doesn't have the kind of texture. But it's different. So this one has more texture, more space for textures or spaces. But then it's like really accurate.
And it makes it sort of like feel flattened.
I guess it depends on genre, what genre you want to hear.
Okay, let me wrap this all up by saying it all boils down to your preference in sound signature. While the AirPods Max might be quite accurate in reproducing frequencies across all ranges, the Sony 1000 XM5 is more natural sounding and very good at that. Apple and Sony are leading one of the most interesting innovations currently happening in the headphone world. Both companies have made giant strides with spatial audio technology, which aims to move audio listening beyond the two-speaker channel of stereo that you and I are used to a surround immersive sound with up to, hear this, 64 speaker channel. That's really immersive. Apple's take on this is called spatial audio, and it also comes with a feature called dynamic head tracking. It works in conjunction with sounds recorded in 5.1, 7.1 surround, and Dolby Atmos. Apple has gone further to optimize their headphones and music streaming platforms to take advantage of this technology. So with the AirPods Max, you not only get spatial audio by default, Apple also makes it possible with the help of the H1 chip to simulate spatial audio with any audio content you are listening to, regardless of the platform, as long as you do so with the AirPods Max or the AirPods Pro. Sony, on the other hand, calls their immersive sound technology 360 audio reality. And the idea is to simulate a close to real life experience of a live performance of your favorite band, for instance. To take advantage of this groundbreaking technology, you will have to use one of the streaming platforms offering songs mastered in this format, such as Tidal, Deezer, or Amazon Music, and in conjunction with Sony's headphones such as the SM5. I listened to Take 5 by the Dave Brubeck Quartet on both headphones. With the Sony, I was using Deezer Premium as the streaming platform, and for the AirPods Max, I used Apple Music. While both stayed true to the aim of visualizing spaciousness of the soundstage, the AirPods Max gave a fuller, richer, and more nuanced feeling of the sound. The head tracking feature also helped in adding more dynamism to the immersive feeling.
Now I think about head tracking. Is it necessary?
Yeah. So it's just one extra gimmick. Huh?
Yeah, it's extra weight, extra circuit.
So you think that the actual head tracking makes it feel even heavier when you turn your head around?
Maybe it needs more data. It needs more carving, I guess, when you want to, because it has to locate yourself and calibrate where you are and all that. Like, do we need that?
The Sony SM5, on the other hand, was somewhat laid back and also too quiet for my liking.
It's looking like this is your favorite.
Yeah, maybe like really my favorite so far, any kind of headphones.
Okay. Yeah.
Because when you're listening to certain type of music like R&B, soul, and jazz, it can't just be too clear. It really, because every instrument has its own character. Like every piece of piano is although from same brand, it has carries different character and different textures and different moistness.
Yeah.
And all that. But then I think these headphones can carry that, can deliver that, and also like vocals and voices. You need to hear like something else more than just an accurate sound. You need to hear the imperfection and also the person behind and its breathing and the vibration. It's like it really catches all these details of imperfection, and it creates a different its own sphere. How do you say? Its own piece of atmosphere. That's really important for me when it comes to music.
Experiencing immersive audio with these two headphones got me really excited for what the future holds. It is obvious that the technology is still being perfected, the potentials are still being unlocked, and sound engineers across musical genres are still learning how to take advantage of this new way of perceiving and conceiving sound. So, imagine what the future holds in this case. I think the sky, as we say, is the limit. With connectivity, we are also considering features that make the headphones less glitchy to use. Much of the features of the XM5 was carried over from the previous model, the XM4. But only this time, these features have been perfected and made less glitchy. And I think this is what makes the XM5 a significant upgrade. Multi-point connection allows the headphones to connect to two devices at once. In my usage, the connection is robust and reliable, and this is thanks to the Bluetooth 5.2 that comes with the headphone. For those using Android and Windows, the XM5 comes with fast and swift pair features that allows seamless and quick connection to mobile phones, tablets, and laptops. The AirPods Max relies on Apple's automatic switching to connect across all Apple devices in your ecosystem. So if you are an Apple product user, this is an indispensable feature. I mean, it can be frustrating at times, especially when it is confused as to which device to connect to. For instance, in my own case, when my son is watching his favorite cartoon on my iPad, it's almost impossible to keep the AirPods Max from switching to his own audio when I am using it for that of my iPhone. And so, but again, it works. Okay, that's all well and good when it comes to Bluetooth. What about using these headphones in wired mode, that is, with your cable? Well, it's a pretty straightforward affair with the XM5. Included in the box is a generic cable. As for the AirPods Max, well, it's a long story. You will have to get yourself a special Lightning to 3.5 audio cable, which Apple does not ship with the device. What's more is that you cannot readily find this cable at your regular electronics shop at the airport if you are here in Europe, for instance. The Sony XM5 now comes with 4 beamforming microphones designed to precisely pick up your voice while making calls. It then uses AI technology to filter out ambient sound. While the AirPods Max is equipped with 9 microphones, it only uses 3 of them for voice pickup. As for battery life, the AirPods Max lags behind with only 20 hours of battery life. However, 5 minutes of charge gives you up to 1.5 hours. Now, I have been personally disappointed by the battery performance of the AirPods Max, especially since I lost the carrying case, which also helps to put the device in sleep mode. So, I've always suffered from battery drainage. The XM5, on the other hand, comes with 30 hours of battery life. But check this out. With only 3 minutes of charge, you get 3 hours of listening time. In other words, it does not matter if your battery runs out. You can get a 3 hours charge faster than you can finish your coffee at the airport terminal while traveling with these headphones. That's amazing. The XM5 features a USB-C port for charging, while the AirPods Max requires Apple's Lightning cable, and we are hoping that will change soon because Apple, we are tired of Lightning cable. We need USB. Thank you. Thank you for your understanding. All right. It's all well and good to make new models of these devices every other year or two, but what about the environmental impact? Okay, this is where I see it. If we are not thinking of how these products we make and consume affects our climate, then no technology, no invention, no device is worth making. Seriously, we can do without them. After all, before the washing machine, we were washing with our hands, right? Now, the good news is Apple and Sony as a tech product company are respectively committed to climate change goals. As of 2020, Apple reached carbon neutral in their facilities as well as corporate emissions. But they've got their eyes set on a bigger goal even, which is to reach 100% carbon neutrality across all their products and supply chain by 2030. But it's important to note that as of 2021, only 20% of materials used in Apple products are recycled. And while Apple is aiming to have plastics eliminated from all their packaging by 2025, Sony has made progress in this regard. There is no plastic whatsoever on the XM5's packaging. What's more is that Sony has developed their own synthetic plastic, which boasts up to 99% of recycled materials. They are also planning to expand recycling throughout their range of products, and like Apple, plans to totally eliminate plastics from all the packaging of the newly designed products in a strategy they have dubbed Road to Zero.
This being made of plastic is not very much a problem. It's more of these companies constantly put out new technology every 2 months, so people have to buy and people have to adapt to the new technology, new models.
Okay, so
Just stop buying things.
we should stop buying things.
And stop there for another 5 years.
Now, we've made a point to say that the Sony 1000 SM5 feels plasticky. The good side to that though is that much of that is recycled plastic. Now, these companies have put together convincing details about their environmental goals on their respective websites. I really think that we as consumers should make the effort to learn about their plans and hold them accountable when necessary. If we are going to be buying and consuming these products, then we should also partake in encouraging the companies to achieve their environmental impact goals. Now, many YouTube reviewers are doing a great job in researching and breaking down this information in simple terms. You, the consumer, watching this video right now as we speak, are very much a part of that effort towards accountability. I see how much manufacturing culture and ethics have changed for the better simply because there are creators who, relying on viewers like you, continue to investigate and report ways to make consumer products better. And I think this is the way forward.
So now, in conclusion, let's talk about the price.
That's going to be a game changer.
Yeah, it's going to be a game changer. So, well, for starters, the AirPods Max is older than the XM5. The XM5 was released just 2 months ago, I think so. Because of that, this is on discount now, in many platforms, Amazon and even the rest of them. So you can find it as low as maybe 400 or 450. But when it came out, the retail price was 620 euro here in Germany. This one, however, is exactly 420 euro on Amazon here.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot for. So if you say, is it worth it? Both of them, is it worth the price?
I would say like 300 something would be good for this.
Yeah,
Like over like 350.
350. Like she's like, oh, 350. No, not
40.
420. No, it's 420. 70 euro difference.
400 is a little too much.
Yeah, by the time you get over 400, that's a bit too much for headphones in general, or just for this one.
For this one.
Yeah. She likes it so much. It brings back the soul to the music. But still,
no more than 400.
no more than 400. No more than 400. While this one, if you buy it from Apple as we speak, it's 620 euro. What do you think?
But Apple products are just expensive for no matter what, and I'm not happy about that.
Yeah?
And also, I don't know, this is maybe you're an engineer or something.
Then you will love
For
it.
Yeah. Like 600, yeah, you gotta spend that money for your profession, but
Okay, but if it is for the everyday person, you think it's crazy to spend 620 euro buying this for the sound that you've listened to now compared to this one?
Even for the sound wise, I don't think it's worth 600.
So that's it for this review. Before you go, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you found this video in any way informative. Also, follow us on our social media. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
I don't know, maybe they're
We got that on the camera. Yes. Yes. That tells you also, it adds to the fact that behind these reviews are human beings, people. People, guys, people. Our stomach rumble. Yeah, this is what we're going to put this on at the end of the. Our stomachs rumble, guys, when we get hungry.
Yes,
people.
how this catches well. This little camera. What happened to these people?
I hope they catch it. Huh? I hope it catches it.